Hi there, this is Simon and Maren, your relationship coaches, and we're very excited to be here at the start of a new challenge. And we are very excited to be part of that. And we're going to be talking a lot about brain chemistry this month and kind of how that impacts our wellness and what can we do about it. And those are some of the things that we're going to talk a little bit about today. And Maren is here. She's going to do some fun stuff with laughter today.
Last week, I was able to get my certification in laughter yoga. And that can be misleading because this isn't doing yoga poses, but it is incorporating some breath work. But you don't have to know how to do yoga. And if you do yoga, you don't have to think like this isn't yoga. So we're just going to say, we're going to have some fun laughing because it is amazing for our mood, but also for our physical bodies.
And I have to share, we did this the other night with Cece out by the lake, and we just had a fun time. And it was just fun, and it was amazing the difference it made for all of us, just in how we were feeling. And I'm going to tell you, laughing like that is a little uncomfortable for me, but boy, it really made a difference. So we want you to join us. I know it sounds a little corny, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to feel great afterwards. So with that, we're just going to kind of talk a little bit about brain chemistry. Now, I'm a physician, so I'm not going to try and teach you all of neurochemistry. That's not the goal here. But I do want you to think about some key things that I think are really important about brain chemistry and some of the things that we want to do more of that improves our wellness and our well-being. And so when we think about certain neurotransmitters and we think about our well-being, there are sort of four different chemicals, if you will, in the brain that really have a significant impact. And those four are dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, which is actually a group of neurochemicals, and then adrenocorticotropic hormone. Big fancy name. Don't worry about the name. It's ACTH is the other part of that. And that actually modulates how cortisol happens in your body as well. And cortisol is a stress hormone. So that's an important one for us to kind of keep into consideration. I'm not going to talk a lot about the ACTH today. That will be a separate thing that we do. I know Cece's going to do some things around adrenal cleanse, and we're going to partner together to talk about that axis of chemicals. So when we think about laughing, you know, we can laugh for lots of reasons, and we can actually laugh for no reason at all. And we don't even have to have purposeful laughing. And the reason that's important is it really helps the brain release some very specific chemicals that have an amazing effect. Things like endorphins. And we know that endorphins can actually be a natural painkiller. So one of the things is we don't want to minimize what people are going through, but when we laugh and we have people laugh with us, we're actually releasing this chemical in our body, and it can actually make a significant difference in our sense of pain. It can also help counteract some of the stress level hormones that are in our system. So this might be why when we are stressed, some of you might go running or some of you might exercise. And the reason for that is you're releasing those endorphins, which then counteract that cortisol, which actually helps you feel good. So it's an important chemical to kind of keep in mind. Another thing to think about is serotonin and dopamine. Now we think about dopamine as sort of this quick hit that gives us a little bit of sense of, oh, that feels good to us. And sometimes we can do this in really healthy ways, and some of this maybe not so healthy. And so an example might be if you're on your phone and you're on Facebook and you get a like, or that might give you a little hit of dopamine. Or if you like playing games on your phone, that little bit of win might just give you that little hit of dopamine. And so one of the things to think about is, how can I get those hits of dopamine in a way that are really helpful, that kind of enhance my life, help me live my best life? And some of those things are playing games as a family. We like to play games when we're with our kids. And our kids are older, 22, 26, but they still love playing games with us, which is great. And those things really help with that sense of, oh, this is really good. This is really meaningful. And those kinds of activities can actually give you much more long-lasting dopamine hits, which actually then can carry you maybe through some of those times that are really hard and challenging. And then the last hormone I want to talk a little bit about is serotonin. Now, you may know about serotonin. It's actually something that we try to modulate in people who have depression. And so in depression, we know that we have a depletion in our serotonin. And so we can use medications sometimes to try and enhance how much serotonin is in our system so that we have less depression. But there are also natural ways of doing that. We know, for example, being out in the sun actually enhances your serotonin production. And that's why, seasonal affective disorder is a big thing, right? Because when there's less sun, we have less serotonin and we actually feel more down. So when we can actually expose ourselves to sunshine, it can actually be an enhancement in the production of serotonin. Other ways that we can improve in serotonin is really in meaningful relationship. And it's interesting because when we look at some of the data and studies that have been done on serotonin, we know that community settings and we know that having meaningful relationships, whether it's with a significant other or other people, actually plays a big role in our production of serotonin. So think about those activities you enjoy doing in the group. I like getting together with people. That's a fun thing for me. And so that's something that really energizes me. And in those times that you feel energized, that's actually where you're producing more of that serotonin. So super exciting stuff that we're going to be talking about. There are other hormones we'll be talking about, hormones like prolactin and again, cortisol and other hormones that also have an impact. But recognize that we all have the ability to actually modulate some of that without chemicals. Now, sometimes we need that. If you have true depression or you have true anxiety, I really recommend that you see your primary care physician and seek the help that can really be helpful in terms of medication. So I'm not saying don't use medication. What I am saying is there are other things that we can do that enhance these chemicals in our brain and can really make a difference. So I'm excited for this month. I hope you'll stick with us through this challenge and really start to learn how you can really make a difference for yourself. And so we're going to actually do some things today with laughter that's going to do two main things. Actually, three things. It's going to release endorphins, which endorphins, again, natural painkiller, gives us a great sense of well-being. It gives us dopamine. It enhances dopamine production. And when we have dopamine, we have an overall sense of well-being. We feel like we're satisfied. And it actually helps reduce cortisol, which is a stress hormone. So those three things really happen as we laugh. So Lauren's going to walk us through some laughing yoga. If you have questions about anything I've said today, please feel free to comment. Love to hear your questions, and we'll try to do our best to get back to you as soon as possible. Again, we want this to be a platform that you guys really engage with, that you get what is helpful for you. And we really hope this is helpful. So, Lauren, what are you going to do for us today in terms of laughing yoga?
Well, as we're getting started, I wanted to go back and highlight something that you mentioned, that our body can't tell the difference between spontaneous laughter and intentional laughter. And sometimes you hear that phrase like fake it till you make it. And I don't know if we want to say fake laughter, but if that's a reference for you, it's kind of what we're talking about. Like, we laugh spontaneously when we hear a joke, but also we can be so intentional and say, we're going to laugh for the health of it and do some of these things for our body that Simon just mentioned. Now, I have a question for you and for anyone that's listening to this as well. What are the different times that we laugh, that we would do the spontaneous laugh?
Well, I think laughing at a joke,
Okay.
right? I think that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
My kids like to laugh whenever I'm doing something kind of silly
Mm-hmm.
or doesn't fit with their norm. We laugh at funny things that we see even on TV, right? When I see something funny on TV or in a movie. Let's see, what else? Those are the things that come to mind right away.
Can you think of times that people laugh that aren't related to humor or funniness?
Well, I think people use laughter as a coping mechanism sometimes, right? So they can make kind of offhanded jokes sometimes to kind of divert from the uncomfortable feelings they might be having. So sometimes laughter can be used in that way as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was thinking of times when we feel awkward
Yeah.
or uncomfortable. We can kind of laugh or chuckle about that. Once again, it's our body's natural defense to try to regulate the hormones
Right.
that are going on outside of that uncomfortable feeling.
One of the other things that comes to mind is something that maybe we were embarrassed about in the past, and we look back and we're like, well, that was really funny, actually. And so those kinds of things can also be great sources of laughter as well.
Yeah. Another one would be if we're like surprised. Like if something if really surprising to us or shocking, we might laugh out of glee.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So another question, how much laughter, spontaneous laughter, do you think occurs from humor versus all the other things we just mentioned?
Gosh, that's a great question. I would say that most laughter is from humor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a common thought that we automatically associate laughter with humor or jokes or something like that. And I guessed 50% when I first heard it, but really it's only 20%.
Wow.
Yeah. And maybe you've heard this as well, but kids laugh like hundreds of times a day, and we might have no clue why they're laughing. But adults laugh, I think 50 or less in a day, which is drastically different. So it's something that we can incorporate in our lives to give ourselves emotional, mental boost, but also physical too, physiology as well.
That's awesome.
All right. So what we're going to do some laughing exercises together. And if you're with somebody else, if you're watching this and some of your family members or friends are around, go ahead and grab them. It is way fun to do this with other people. And the amazing thing is we can do this by ourselves as well. So even just think about smiling, and we're going to smile right now at you. And I'm going to invite you to smile back at us. And even just notice when you're seeing our smile, when you're putting a smile on your face, how do you feel? Do you feel any different? Just smiling alone, doing it or seeing it, I think can already start moving us into that healthy direction. So as we're getting started, we're going to start with some breathing here. And what I'm going to invite us all to do is we're going to take a deep breath. And as we let it out, we're going to let out a sigh of relief. And just notice what that feels like to your body. And you can make any sound that you want. You can do any action that you want. We're sitting down right now. So you're not going to see us do these big, bold movements right now. But if you're at home, go ahead. This could be a whole body experience. Okay. So let's all take a deep breath in and let out a sigh of relief. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're going to do one more breathing exercise. And I want you to think about having a big birthday cake sitting in front of you, and you're going to get to eat that really soon. But you see a whole bunch of candles on your cake. And what we're going to practice is diaphragmatic, is that the right word? Diaphragmatic breathing. And as we do that, we want to expand our stomach when we inhale, and then we want to squeeze our stomach in as we exhale. So what we're going to do is we're going to imagine breathing in with our stomach exhaling. And here's our little humor right here.
He's going to do some breathing with us.
Yeah. So. Or licking the keyboard. So we're going to breathe in, and I want you to notice your stomach expanding when you breathe in. And then I want you to breathe out, squeezing your stomach, and imagine blowing out all these birthday candles. Okay, so we're going to do this 2 times together. So breathe in, breathe out. We scared our cat away. It's like, what are you guys doing? Okay. And if it's helpful, you can even put your hands on your stomach, because when we breathe in, remember your stomach's going to go out. So breathe in, out. All right. Wonderful. Now we're going to do some laughter, and we're going to start as a laugh that we're trying to hold in. And think of a time when you were maybe sitting at church, or you were sitting in a concert, or you were sitting in a setting where you were listening to somebody give a talk and you got the giggles. And you are trying your best to hold it in, but the more you hold it in, the more you giggle. So that's going to be a laughing exercise, although I'm not doing a good job holding it in. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start by holding our laughter in, and then we're going to let it out and just let it be as big as you want it to be. All right, so here we go. Okay, let's do it again. All right, breathe in. All right, one more time. Okay, let's do a big breath in and out. All right. I hope you guys did that with us, but probably just watching us is funny.
And if it feels a little awkward, that's okay.
Yeah.
This is not,
okay.
It's okay. It is what it is. And just be present with it. Just enjoy it. Even if it feels really weird, really crazy, just enjoy the moment.
Yes, thank you for adding that in there. Okay, we're going to do one that I think everybody has experienced if you have a cell phone, and I'm thinking everybody has a cell phone. So, do you know how when you maybe are watching an Instagram reel, or you're looking at some memes, and you look and you start laughing by what you see on your cell phone? So we're going to do that, but we're going to use our imagination. So don't pick up your cell phone and start scrolling, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to imagine that your cell phone is right here, and that you see something really funny, and then you're going to go tap your neighbor and show them what's really funny. And if you don't have a neighbor right now, you can even pretend scroll and then laugh again at the next funny thing that you saw. Simon's already like, this is so corny. Are you doing an awkward laugh right now?
Yes, I am. Anybody else awkward laughing out there? I know I am.
A fun laugh, though. Okay, so take out your cell phone, open up your app, and find something really funny. Find another one.
Oh gosh, that's so funny. Oh God. Oh,
One more.
no,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Good. All righty. Okay,
Ah.
let's do a deep breath. All righty. Okay. What we're going to do I think this is going to be our final one, although I'm having so much fun. We're going to do, I love myself laugh. Okay. And what we're going to, let me describe it first and then we can all do it together. What we're going to do is we're going to have a giggle on one hand, and we're going to have a giggle on the other hand. And I want you to imagine what your giggle looks like. And I want you to imagine them starting to jump and bounce and giggle. You're having a party on your hands. And then what we're going to do is we're going to release our giggles and they're going to multiply and it's going to expand out into this world as we spread joy and laughter and gratitude and love. And then what we're going to do is we're going to scoop it all up and bring that laughter into our hearts. All right. You ready to do this with me?
I think so.
Okay, great.
All right.
Okay, so go ahead and get your one giggle and imagine what that looks like. Maybe it's your favorite color. Maybe it's all like squishy and fuzzy or prickly. And get your other giggle out. And what does your giggle look like?
It doesn't look like anything yet.
Yeah. This giggle kind of looks like a cartoony character, and this one looks like a fluff ball. And they're starting to jump, and they're starting to have a party, and they want to go and visit other people. So I'm gonna like pop my giggle over. All right, let's do one more. I love myself laugh. Oh, all right, big breath in. All right. So to end, I'm going to invite you to do a little meditation with me. And what we're going to do is I want you to close your eyes if you can. And I want you to just notice how your face feels right now. Maybe your cheeks are a little tired. Just relax your brow, your cheeks, your lips. And let that relaxation flow down to your neck and your shoulders. And let your shoulders droop. And let your arms hang down and be heavy. And rest your hands. Feel the weight of your hands. And as you breathe in and breathe out, just notice that relaxation flowing through your chest and your abdomen and your hips. Notice where you're sitting, where you're laying down, the weight of your body, legs. And just let the rest of your legs relax, your ankles, and your feet. And as you just scan your body one last time, just be aware of how you're feeling right now, what you noticed about this time of laughing together. Take one more breath in and out. And I want to thank you for joining us today. If you're watching this on YouTube and you are interested in more of these sessions, we're going to be having them on Wednesdays from 4:30 to 5 p.m. Central Time. And if you're interested in getting involved in the community, like we mentioned, Cece, we have other health experts that we are joining with to provide a wellness community for you. We will have the link below, and we'd love to have you come and check it out.
It's great seeing you guys, and we look forward to hearing your comments. Don't forget to share this with your friends, and have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.